Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You guys, it's Chi Dominica back again, and today, you guys, I'm bringing you guys another immigration video. So if you're interested in migrating over to the UK, if you live in the UK, if you're interested in anything immigration videos, jackpot to be to be precise, for Nigerians, subscribe to this channel. You have arrived at the right place. Okay, so you guys, I recently moved to the UK and I've been making videos like this. I've been getting a couple of questions, and I'm like, you know what, whenever I have any information regarding immigration rules and all of that good stuff, I'm going to bring it to you guys. So today we're going to be talking about care workers visas. Okay, so first of all, before I jump into what the UK government has decided to do with care worker visas, let me explain what it was all about, or what it is all about at the moment. We don't know about later. Anyways, you guys, but as you can tell by the title of the video, it's coming to an end. Okay, so the UK government, they're planning to end the care worker visa. Now in 2021 December, to be precise, they released this new update. People can now come over to the UK via this route, via the care worker visa route. A lot of people made good use of it. A lot of people took advantage of it, but with every other thing, people started abusing it. Okay, so what was happening was that some companies started charging people, rather than for you to just apply and you'll find out if you're qualified for the role and all of that good stuff. They didn't it didn't even require much at the time. If you're experienced in the healthcare sector, people, doctors, nurses, so many people came through the care worker visa route. But some companies started selling the spots out to even people who don't even qualify for the position. I mean, if you come over, they'll teach you and all of that good stuff. But that wasn't even the major problem. The issue is these companies would issue out, COS to people and invite them over, and sometimes leave them without jobs. Okay. Now, they weren't just issuing out COS to these people, they would issue it at a very outrageous cost. So imagine a company telling you, oh, you have to pay £10,000 for it. I even heard so that some companies are charging up to £14,000, and sometimes it's not even this company itself. Sometimes it's like somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows the company. So let's say the company is like, oh, I want £8,000 from this person, and somebody hears it, and they go back and tell another person, oh, if you know anybody who's going to pay £9,000, we're going to issue them COS. That one will go and tell the person, let's say in Nigeria, you have to pay £10,000. So before you know what's happening, it was just outrageous. And these things, you guys, the UK government, they hear of it. They know that things like this are happening. And recently, they've been heavy on cutting down immigration. They don't want too much people in their country again. So they are like, you know what? We're going to curtail the amount of migrants that we're having. So they released something called the 12-point agenda, which I'll be reading to you guys. The very first one has to do with care workers visas, of which, to be fair, yeah, it's just like we gave them a loophole, if you ask me, because why would you first of all, why would you charge that amount of money to give people COS? Okay, a lot of people would sell their properties back in Nigeria just to come down here. And to make it worse, when they come down here, you don't give them jobs. You leave them stranded. So you bring people to the country, no job, you just leave them stranded, no accommodation, they cannot fend for themselves. A lot of people would come here and struggle. Imagine coming down here with your family, and the company that's supposed to offer you a job says there's no job for you, but you've paid heavily to come down here. So it's crazy, you guys. So I think that has to do with one of the reasons why they've decided, what, we are cutting this down, because the number of people the company, let's say you have a company has slots for like 20 positions, they would issue COS to 50 people. So the remaining 30 people, what are they going to be doing here when they come here? So that's part of the things that the UK immigration, UK government, they decided, what, we are stopping this. In fact, let me read the exact words that they said. I'm going to put it here on the screen for you guys. Let me read it out. So it says, closing the scheme which temporarily grants eligibility for worker visas to care workers, which the report claims will reduce visa numbers by 117,000. That's the very first of the 12-point agenda that is released on how to curtail immigration. I'm still going to talk about the second point. So they've decided that they're going to end care workers visas. They're not going to let companies, in fact, recently they started revoking some COS. They started making, maybe they've done their research and they figured out that, oh, this particular company keeps giving people COS and they're not giving them jobs. So they stopped them from issuing COS to people. The thing is, at the moment, as I'm talking to you guys right now, people are still getting their COS. People are still coming into the UK via the route, but they've said they'll put a stop to it. So nobody knows when exactly they're going to stop. Okay, but this is August 2023. So my take would be that if you've started, if you're in the process, you can go ahead with it because they've not stopped it, but they're going to stop it. They didn't give us a date, like, some other rules that they would bring out and they'll tell you effective from this day. I've not heard of the particular date that it would stop, but they're actually, serious about stopping the care worker visas, of which I feel, yes, it is a way for them to cut down immigration, but people abused it. Okay, now if you're interested in coming over to the UK, there are so many other routes. There will always be routes to come over to the UK. There's the student route, there are new visas routes. Over time I would make more videos talking about all these other different routes. But if you've been considering care worker visas route, I think this is the right time to start looking for other options, because they are heavily saying, oh, we're not going to keep issuing this no more. We don't want these companies to keep bringing people. It was supposed to be a part of their shortage occupation, list and all of that. They needed people to fill up that sector for them. So right now they're saying we have more than enough people. We don't want people to come anymore. Honestly, I feel most of these companies, they contributed to this, because it's not fair bringing people down here and leaving them stranded. Okay, it's not fair, especially making them pay a lot of money just to come down here and you leave them stranded. So they hear these things and they work on these things, and to them it's like they're using one stone to kill two birds. Okay, they don't want these companies to continue doing those things, and at the same time they don't want more people to keep coming into the country doing nothing. Okay, especially care companies are located in places like London, because I currently live in London right now, and I'm going to tell you categorically that I don't even know one single person who is in care job in this London where I am. I mean, I just came in, there's that part, but I know here in London it's quite difficult. Unlike in other cities where, there are so many agencies and so many places for you to do care jobs. But over here in London it's quite difficult. So imagine companies here in London telling people, oh, come and do care job. And then when you come over, you don't have shifts for you. You have to maybe end up doing something like some 20-hour shifts, and you won't even get to up to the amount of money that you're expecting to make. Even to pay your bills becomes very difficult for you. So it's like you're bringing people and you're frustrating them. At the same time, you're just, adding to the immigration problem that they are trying to cut down. Okay, so you guys, my point is, if you want to jackpot, if you want to travel and you've been considering care worker visa for the UK, they're about to cut it down. Now other countries are still on it. There are other countries, I think it became more popular for the UK because, first of all, the UK visa is like, it has a shorter time duration, so a lot of people jumped on it. But there are other countries that can give you care worker visas. There's Australia, there's Canada. You just have to do your research and you're not paying anybody any huge sums. Okay, there are other countries that issue care worker visa. So if you're health inclined, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you have any experience in the care world, some people would even train you. I would even advise you to take courses. Okay, there are online courses that you can take. There's Allison. There's so many websites where you can just enrich yourself and try other countries. You guys, UK is not the only place. We know right now they're really trying to cut down immigration, but it's not the only country that you can jackpot to. So let's talk about the second of the 12-point agenda. Let me read it out for you guys. So it says raising the main skilled work visa salary threshold to £38,000 per year, which it claimed will reduce long-term immigration by 54,000 migrants per year. You guys, so normally if a company is saying, oh, come over, we're going to pay you, we're going to employ you, and we're going to pay you such and such amount. Sometimes it used to range around like 20 something thousand pounds, £20,000 about per year. Now, immigration, Home Office, they're saying, UK immigration is saying, oh, we're going to increase it to £38,000 per year. So if let's say the company, maybe they know very well that, okay, they can sponsor up to 5 people and pay them 20,000 per year. If they increase it to 38,000, that's almost 40,000. The number of people that they will be able to sponsor will be like, let's say 2 people, because they cannot afford to sponsor up to 5 people again. So that's another way that they are trying to cut down on net immigration. Now imagine a company that was planning to bring you over and pay you 20,000. Now Home Office is saying you're going to have to pay this person £38,000. No, so many companies would they will draw back because it wasn't in their budget. Okay, so that's like another method that they're trying to use to, you know, cut down on immigration. My candid advice: if you're seeing this video, if you're interested in care workers visa, if you've started the process, if somebody is telling you bring a lot of money, you don't know when they're going. Imagine you eventually get your COS and you go and apply for visa and they tell you, oh, this visa has ended. So you need to be on your research. Like I said at the beginning of this video, at the moment they're still issuing, you know, COS. People are still getting their visas. People are still coming in, but you need to be very sure that you don't get caught up in the, you know, in the whole rule and when they are terminating it and all of that, because they said that they will terminate it. So if you've not come here already, if you've not even started, I would not advise you to, you know, jump on it right away. I would advise you to look for other options. Okay. So you guys, I'm going to end this video right here. If you have any questions, any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section down below. Feel free to send me an email. I'm going to put my email on the screen, and I'll be shooting more and more videos like this, bringing you guys updates regarding relocating down to the United Kingdom. Bye guys.